Alright, I'm back doing another video, and this time I've actually hurt my shoulder. So I've woken up, I've slept a little bit funny. I'm getting a lot of pain down my arm, all the way down into my hand. And so I'm going to walk you through what I'm personally going to do to try to fix it. Because I figured I'm in pain, if someone else is in pain, maybe I can help them. And so the first thing I'm going to actually do is I'll generally look at myself in the mirror if I've hurt my shoulders, because I want to see if there's a difference between them. And so when I'm looking in the mirror, what I'm looking for is the height of the shoulder, the rotation of the shoulder, and whether or not my neck seems straight. And so just looking at my shoulders here, it looks like my right one is actually higher. And so if it's painful and it's higher, it means it's probably originating a lot from my neck and a lot from my back. And so my spine feels quite compressed as well. If your spine normally sits like that on the grooves where it can move easily, my spine feels like it's sitting like that, it's not opening. So I'm going to walk you through a couple of things that I'm going to do myself to try to fix my shoulder. Alright, so the first couple of things I'm going to try is I'm going to use items that everyone has. And so the first thing that I try, because it's going all the way down my arm, it feels more like a nerve problem, is I'm going to try to decompress my spine. And you'll have to forgive me for my voice. I'm a bit sick at the moment. I wasn't expecting to do any videos. Like I said, I've just woken up in a lot of pain, so I figured I would try to help you guys as well. So first thing, just getting a pillow, coming onto the floor where it's nice and hard. I'm just going to lay down, arms relaxed, not sitting up. Just literally laying and letting my spine decompress. Now, for the sake of the video, I'm not going to do the length of this, but I would hold this generally for about 5-10 minutes. And so see if that helps to decompress my spine. The second thing I'm going to do to decompress my spine is just using a towel. So like I said, things that everyone has. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to fold the towel up. I'm going to roll it up so it's long ways. So literally like that. And roll the towel up to the thickness that you think you need. So the smaller it is, the easier it is. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to put that on my spine. So I'll come down, put the base of it on my tailbone, make sure it's straight along my whole spine. Again, I can use the pillow if I need to. And just right on top of that towel, making sure I'm balanced. That actually feels a lot better on my arm. So again, I'll hold this for another 10 to 15 minutes and just let my spine decompress. And so the reason I'm focusing first on the spine is that if it's a nerve pinch or I've contracted the nerve or the bones themselves, all the work I tried to do to stretch isn't going to work. So again, I'll just hold this. Alright, so I've just finished laying on my back with the towel for about 15 minutes. I edited this out. But that's actually made a big difference in my shoulder. I'm no longer getting the pain all the way down my arm. Now I'm just getting an ache in my shoulder. So I've decompressed the spine. Now what we've got to do is work the muscles to get rid of the ache. I'm going to show you a really effective exercise we can do. So with the same towel rolled up, what we're going to do is laying down. You can do this one on the bed, but I'm already laying here now, so it's easier. All we're going to do is going to wrap the towel around our neck, so it's supporting our neck. And we're going to bring one part of the towel up and one part of the towel down. And so while laying down, all we're going to do is just use the towel. So I'm pulling again up and pulling down across my body. So I'm stretching my neck open. You can do this one standing too, but it's easier while you're laying down because you take more of the weight off your head. So I'm just going to come to one side. So again, I'm going to the top of my head and down and relaxing my head into that. And so I'm feeling the stretch all through here in my neck. I'm just going to hold that for a few seconds. I'm going to do the same on the other side. Now, the reason we use the towel to stretch instead of just trying to stretch our neck is you can't stretch something if it has tension through it. So if you're standing up and you're trying to do this stretch, it doesn't work at all. So I'm going to do the other side. Again, coming over, stretching. I'm probably going to repeat that myself maybe another 3 to 4 times each side. Alright, the next thing I'm going to do is get moving, get my muscles active, get the blood flowing so the pain, the ache is a lot less. And so the first thing I actually done before I made this video was I had a hot shower to get all my muscles active and warm. And so where I'm feeling this pain is coming right up and through the base of my neck here. And so that's what we want to get moving. And so you don't really need to do any specific movements, but I'm going to show you a couple that I'm going to do for my shoulder. So coming down into what is like a half ice cream from my knees and back. Literally just moving into my shoulder in unorthodox ways. So I'm trying to work my muscle in all types of angles. And so this works for any muscle that's aching. You sit there and you try to work it into any way you can. And so there's no real particular style or stretch to do. I'm just trying to get it moving however I feel it needs to. And same with my neck, because like I was saying at the start of the video, the height difference in my shoulders is probably something that contributes a lot of the tension to my neck and my shoulder at the moment. And so we'll address that in a moment, but for now, it's literally just moving. I'm going to stretch my neck, so just gently putting my hands into the base of my head, so not pulling. I'm just going to put my hands here, resting my head, and I'm going to use my back and my spine to stretch my neck. So I'm just gently shifting my weight. Okay, so now that the muscle's nice and warm, and you'll generally notice you've got these aches and you get these muscles warm, the pain actually goes away temporarily. And so my pain actually feels pretty good, and like I said, it was very painful when I woke up. So we've decompressed the spine, my nerve feels better, I'm not getting the numbness down. I've got the muscles moving now, I don't feel that ache, but we still have knots into the shoulder here, or into any muscle that you're feeling aching. And so that's the next step we're going to go on to. And the first thing I'm going to try is self-massage. Now, the same comment I made a second ago about how you can't stretch something when it's got tension, you can't massage when it's got tension either. And so if we're sitting here and trying to do this, it's not very effective. So instead what we can do is I'm going to lay down, going to shorten this angle. So this is the muscle I want to work here. So I'm shortening that muscle by bringing my arm up. It's in a relaxed position like that. Relaxing my arm, relaxing my neck. And you should feel the muscle be a lot softer. Now we can massage it. And so when you massage to get rid of knots, what you want to do is find that sore point and you just want to hold it for about 30 seconds and it should start to dissipate. If it's not dissipating after about 20-30 seconds, you're probably not quite on it. So again, I'm just literally going to hold this. And I can feel the pain starting to ease. It starts off very intense, and after about 5 to 10 seconds it starts to ease. And now it's actually pretty much gone. And so I'm not going to be done there. I'm going to go back and just check. And so I'm just showing you the angle of my arm. And so this works for any muscle. If it's your chest, you'd shorten the chest. If it's your back, you'd shorten your back. If it's your legs, you'd shorten the leg. Shorten whichever muscle you want to work on and make sure it's completely relaxed, not tense. And so I'm just going to feel around again. Even though the pain went away, I'm going to make sure there's no more there. And yeah, I can find a really bad one right here in my shoulder. I'm just going to pinch that and hold it. I'm not going to move. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to basically grin and bear it. Again, it takes about 30 seconds. So holding that one now, and it's radiating all the way up into my head. That radiating feel is a great thing, because if it's radiating, it means that it's actually on the right point. And that's eased off now. And so after I do that, I get it moving one final time. The last thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to get on the roller. And same thing, when you use a roller or a tennis ball or whatever it is, you need to relax. If you're tensing up when you're trying to do these things, it won't work. And what I'm going to roll out is my pecs for here. I'm going to rest it on my shoulder and work in for here while I'm relaxed. I'm going to work the back. Because sometimes where we're getting pain isn't always what the problem is. So we got to work the areas around it. So I'll show you briefly how to. And so got my little foam roller here. This one's a bit harder. And so if you're not used to using a foam roller, don't start with something hard. Start with something much softer, even like a tennis ball. So I'm going to do the chest first. Again, whenever we're doing this, it's always about relaxing. So if you're feeling that pain, you need to be able to relax into it. If you can't, it's too hard. So all I'm going to do, press it right up into my shoulder, and I'm going to rest my body weight onto it. And so from here, I'm going to rest my whole body. And that's quite painful just where it is. I don't need to do anything. I don't need to try to push and move and do all that. Again, you can't stretch a muscle that's tense. So I'm literally just going to relax into that. And again, same as when I was massaging myself, I can feel the pain dissipate. So how we do the neck is a little bit different. It's coming onto my back. I'm going to put this onto a bit of an angle. So it's not flat, it's on an angle. I'm going to roll into it. And then what I'm actually going to do, I'll shuffle down a little bit so you can see. What I'm going to do is actually take my body weight, my head on the ground. And I'm just going to hold that position there. And so what I'm doing is, again, the muscles that I'm working are completely relaxed. I'm just working into my neck. And so what I can do with my other hand is slowly just gripping the foam roller and rocking it. So instead of taking the weight and trying to move my whole body, I'm relaxing my body, just moving it gently. My body's nice and relaxed, and right here in my neck, right near my skull, I can actually just feel that, again, radiate all from my head, all down my arm. And so I'm just going to hold this until that goes away. And so, yep, it's starting to ease off now. I'll change the angle a little bit. Again, it's radiating. It's easing off. And so the last one, I'm going to come into the base of my arm, and same thing, I'm going to use the rest of my body so that the muscles that I'm working aren't tense. So I'm going to rest my whole body on it and just literally ease into it. So, like I said, I'm doing this video because I woke up really sore today, and I figured, you know, since I was going to do all these things anyway, I might as well help someone else try to fix their own pain. So if you do wake up sore and you do feel these different things, first try to figure out what might be wrong, whether it's nerves, muscles, and what muscles are sore, and then try to work it in this order from decompression, if it is nerves, always first, and then working into movement, and then working into massage and release.